Welcome back to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance. We are not bringing you. Well, actually, I guess this is related to the Immortals trophy because this is a training match, and we will be analyzing the 1v1 map. I've played it a couple times myself. It looks like it's going to be a crazy one for the tournament. This is the 1 versus 1 map that has been selected for round 3. And so this is a training match between Luzon 17 and Voodoo. These two players will not play each other in round 3 since they already did in round 2 with Luzon taking the win on Iceland's between these two players. That was a very good game. And Luzon versus Voodoo is always, you could say it's the equivalent of the El Clásico of Spanish soccer, football as it's called there. And that's what it is. The equivalent is in SupCom. It's about as good a rivalry as you can get. Luzon versus Voodoo. These two players, Voodoo occupies the top spot on the ranked ratings, the 1v1 ladder, while Luzon takes the number 1 spot on the global ratings. So clearly two players of the highest quality. These are players who can play against anybody and expect to win the game. And Voodoo, this is actually the second training match. The other one wasn't very good because neither player really knew what they were doing, but I expect this one to be very nice. Voodoo opting to go with a whole bunch of factories with his ACU, while Luzon is just going second air, and that is pretty standard for him. Because of course Luzon, especially when he plays Seraphim, his bomber micro is phenomenal, so see if he can use that to his advantage. In the meantime, just grabbing all his mass extractors. And Luzon has an interesting plan. He's going to try to make a wall. And now to analyze some strategic points, if you could successfully wall this section or this section off, if you could force the fight down the middle, then you might not have to make as many units. You could focus on economy a little bit more. And I don't know if that's what Luzon wants to do. That's just a theory. I really don't know. But if you can somehow get a wall up early, then maybe you wouldn't have to put as much mass into early units. Now Voodoo is looking to see what Luzon is making, because Luzon in most situations will go with a bomber, but he is going a second interceptor. Voodoo will see that and he will feel very relieved because there is no bomber coming out. Voodoo has sufficient numbers to defend, so he's going to go ahead and make himself another bomber. Now Voodoo getting some more land factories. So Voodoo's going to put a lot into his unit production early on. Luzon doesn't have as many factories planned. That's probably going back to the point I made earlier about the walls, although Luzon is not planning for this wall to go up until much later. I mean, these engineers have to go all the way around before they make it, so let's just check out. So it won't be completed until around minute 10 to 11. That's assuming the engineers live. So I'm not sure if Luzon is executing his idea too well, if that is indeed his idea, because I'm not sure. Luzon somehow getting Selines all over the place to keep an eye on Voodoo. Now Voodoo is coming out with his bomber. Luzon is still forced to just make interceptors. He has killed one of Voodoo's bombers. Here comes another one. And there go 2 engines from Luzon, so good bomber from Voodoo, and he still has air control, so Voodoo is going to come back for more with his bomber at 17 health. He's got a third bomber. He gets the bomb off, and he's just going after the power. That just hit some flak. So not the best bombing, but the first bomber was pretty nice for Voodoo. It took out Luzon's power production. He's going to have to restart that as soon as he can. Now Luzon has built a point defense, and Voodoo might be in a lot of trouble here. However, he is trying to capture it. And we'll go to Luzon's point of view. I am expecting him to self-destruct this thing. And he tried to, but it was just a little bit too late. And now Voodoo does have control over the point defense. Luzon is going to have to retreat because Voodoo is flooding the area with his own units as well. Luzon's units are a little bit out of position. Now Voodoo with some good raiding, getting into the back with 4 tanks. He still has numbers, so he probably should be able to defeat Luzon's force. He already will do a lot of damage though to the tank. Luzon will eventually clean up, but big loss there. Now Voodoo getting some upgrade. It looks like it's Tech 2, so maybe he's thinking about a point defense creep. Not sure if that's the best idea on this map. You could probably control a good section of it, but the thing about point defense is once you put economy into a point defense creep, you won't have as many land units. And when the area is so wide as this, Luzon will just be able to go straight around and destroy his base. And once again, all this strategic nonsense that I'm talking about, it's all theoretical. I don't know any of this for a fact because I've never actually played this map before I started training for the tourney. Now, Voodoo, if he can kill these 3 engineers, that'll be another big loss for Luzon. This engineer with 5 HP gets killed, the radar goes down as well, and all 3 engineers have been killed. Voodoo can keep rolling and destroy the Mass Extractor, so great raiding once again from Voodoo. Luzon trying to repay him by sending some units down the side. However, both expansions in the back are protected by a PD, so Luzon will probably not be able to do anything there. Voodoo has indeed started a point defense creep. He's got a flak to protect himself from any air threats that might arise. And these engineers are screwed. Unfortunate engineers from Luzon. Takes a couple engineers down with it. 4 kills on the tank. So Luzon forced to keep sending units back and forth. He doesn't have nearly as many at the front as Voodoo does. And when you're caught in a point defense creep, and you can't use your numbers advantage that you should have, then you're in very big trouble. We can see Luzon is getting attacked. He's got the gun, so he should be able to destroy quite a few of these units with his ACU. At least force them to the side. Luzon does not want any of these units getting into his main. He's got quite a bit of economy there. But Voodoo, assuming he has the economy to support this point defense creep, can just continue to push. And until Luzon can get Tech 2 somewhere, he's going to be in very big trouble. And you can see Voodoo is pushing everywhere. But Luzon is doing some good raiding here as well. He's got an RD to destroy the point defense, so good play. He will be able to raid. Luzon has started a base on the side. And it looks like he has managed to cut off Voodoo's stream of units, at least for now. So Voodoo with a very big spam, but Luzon is putting up with it quite well. Now he's got Tech 2, so he's got a Tech 2 NG and some mobile missile launchers. And mobile missile launchers are a good counter when your opponent is making a point defense creep against you. Voodoo should be target firing down some of this power. It would be the best target for him. Now he has gone Tech 2 himself, making some pillars. Once again, pillars, if you can get them close to the mobile missile launchers, they will completely devastate them. So both players are making good units. Now Luzon, there's no way his ACU can push in because Voodoo will see that, target fire him, and then the game will be over. Since Luzon doesn't have that much health, he has about 3,700. Looks like Voodoo was able to hold on to this area of his base. However, there is another tank from Luzon. Looks like it's going to finish the job on this one mass extractor. And now a flag, a very unlucky flag because, well, actually now, never mind. Luzon still has somehow plenty of units. He doesn't have nearly as much production as Voodoo does, but somehow he's able to compete with Voodoo's spam. I'm not sure how. And he's got a lot of reclaim, and that's something we should definitely check out. Here at minute 14, Luzon about 8,000 in reclaim. Voodoo at 23,000. 23,000. Where in the name of God did he get 23,000 mass worth of reclaim? I mean, seriously, where did it all come from? Luzon is at 8,000. That is, what, a 15,000 mass advantage for Voodoo in terms of reclaim? I mean, with those kinds of numbers, it's astounding that Voodoo hasn't already won. And if you look at the big picture, you can see so many more units on the map for Voodoo all over the place. He should be able to destroy the bottom for Luzon, and the top of the section of the map is under siege from Voodoo. And the point defense creep continues, and it's really hard to imagine Luzon being able to do anything about this, because as soon as you move into range to attack, there's already 3 more point defense attacking you. Voodoo needs to come back, kill the factory, then kill the point defense. That's what he needs to do, but apparently he's not paying attention. I don't blame him. Looks like he's just selected everything and he's moving right into Luzon's base. He senses that he can just end the game, and I'm not sure if that's the best course of action, because Voodoo has complete control of the game. All he needs to do is to slowly get into an increasingly stronger and stronger position, and eventually kill Luzon. Just rushing him blindly might not be the best idea. Although the flood of units might be too much for Luzon, unless, of course, Voodoo always has this great place to retreat to with so many point defense. And the mobile missile launchers are ineffective now that there's a TMD there for Voodoo. And Tech 3 on the field for Voodoo, some Titans that will clean up on the Olshevas and Tech 1. Voodoo now going to make even more Tech 2 point defense. And here's his Tech 3 production. He's making Titans, so good work. As well as some Tech 2 gunships. I saw some of those earlier, and here they come. They're going right for the back mexes. Voodoo has air control, more units, more map control. Or maybe he doesn't have map control, because Luzon still somehow is holding on to the sides. Voodoo should probably think about another TMD just to secure his forward position. Now he's just going to destroy mass extractors at will. There goes another one there. And here's a gunship on the side attacking the side base. And Voodoo, for whatever reason, is retreating. And he is leaving his force here to be killed by Luzon's ACU. So Luzon definitely still in this. I mean, he's got the sides, he's got a decent base, he is repelling Voodoo's attacks. Here comes a big one though, 4 Titans, and this will take a lot of thinking from Luzon to deal with. Finally a flak will put an end to these shenanigans from the gunship, and probably kill all these interceptors as well, since Voodoo doesn't seem to be paying attention. That was a lot of kills there for the flak, 11 kills. Even more interceptors fall. 2 of them escape, but barely. And now the Titans are in the back, they're destroying the power line. Luzon looks to be in very bad trouble. Because as long as the Titans move around and change direction, they will slaughter this Type 1 army from Luzon. Don't want to run into the point defense though, that's bad. 2 kills already, it's going to rake in the kills. I guess this is a chance for Voodoo to get Seraphim technology if he wished. He doesn't need to. Here's all the gunships. They're finally going to deny this side of the map for Luzon. He's had it for so long that he shouldn't have. Now all the Titans have been forced away. They can still lose some very good rating on the back, but Luzon's main base survives again. He's taken a lot of damage. And now he's at Tech 3 himself, making some Othams. There goes the side for Luzon. I wouldn't be surprised if Voodoo just takes all his gunships and goes and attacks the other side now. Of course, gunships are amazing for raiding over large distances. And the Hydra will be taken down, so that's a pretty big loss. Losing a Hydra is always painful. And here comes the engagement that I was talking about, all the Titans. But there are Othams for Luzon, and a single Otham can destroy 3 Titans by itself. That's how powerful they are. So Voodoo's going to have to switch it up to Percivals if he wants to counter the Tech 3 tanks, and he's not. He's just making Tech 3 Arty. Because Luzon has some Tech 3 Arty. And suddenly Voodoo doesn't look like he's in the dominating position that he was in before. Let's look at Reclamation again at minute 23. Voodoo at 34,000, Luzon at 20,000. So always Voodoo has this 14 to 15,000 mass reclaimed advantage, and I'm not sure where he gets it from. Looks like he's done with gunships. He wants to secure air control, so he's spamming interceptors once again. Where did all his gunships go? There they are. So it looks like he's going to try to attack this with his land. I think he just took an arty shell to the face. That must have been painful for the guy inside. And some tanks being built up. 3 Tech 3 tanks is a formidable force. It takes a huge army to stop that. And this right here might not even be enough, because you have 1 tank to kill these 3 Titans, and then the other 2 will completely slaughter any Tech 1. Now there's 4 tanks. Once you get up into the range of 10 to 15 tanks, that's enough to stop an experimental by itself. Now Voodoo looks like he's going to demolish the top for Luzon. Luzon is still trying to hold on to it though, so I commend his efforts. Now putting up some shields. They're not in the right place though, because Voodoo is targeting the Tech 3 land production. And now we have mobile arty wars. And Luzon is actually targeting Voodoo's Tech 3 arty, so I expect him to come out on top in that engagement. But here come the Tech 3 tanks from Luzon. They just took some arty fire. But look at how quickly they're killing everything. This is ridiculous. That Titan had absolutely no chance. Pretty ridiculous. But he's gonna have to move them back because Voodoo is attacking him. But Voodoo's gonna retreat once again. So this whole game has basically been Voodoo throwing attacks at Luzon and Luzon defending them. So if Luzon can make 1 decent attack and get himself back into map control, Voodoo might be in a lot of trouble. It's a huge economy for Luzon. Does Voodoo have enough economy? He might not actually have as good an economy as Luzon, because Voodoo has been throwing so much mass into his aggression. He really has invested a lot into attacking Luzon constantly. One good thing is that he's forced Luzon to make so many shields. All these together, all these shields, including the mobile one, cost about 1,000 power to run, so that means Luzon could have well, I won't even go into that. I'm going to confuse myself. Looks like Voodoo was able to kill a tank, but that's only 1, and this shield will make Luzon's force here almost impossible to kill. Here comes Voodoo's forces yet again. He somehow managed to find a way around the wall, and he is going to just go back and raid the back. Now Voodoo sieging Luzon's shields. Luzon is moving out for an attack. But now he still has to come back and defend. So if Voodoo wasn't constantly attacking, Luzon would be able to make an attack, and he wouldn't have to defend constantly. Voodoo doesn't have to keep on spamming Tech 1. He could calm down with that. He could eco up, maybe make a Fat Boy, or make some Tech 3 air. But he shouldn't just be sticking with the strategy he has now, because Luzon is allowed to make more and more Tech 3 tanks. If he gets a significant force of those, then he could definitely push out. This looks like a lot, but it's mostly just Tech 1. If this Percival gets overcharged, which it just did, then, well, actually here comes all the air from Voodoo. He's got a whole bunch of gunships and a whole bunch of Janus bombers. Luzon calls it GG. And this training match will end at the 30-minute mark. So this was obviously a game between players of the highest quality, but this is the kind of craziness we can expect on this map, and so hopefully people enjoyed this one.